What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about how I view the money system, um, or how I view money in general. Now, money in itself, I feel like there's a huge problem with the money system within. It's been ongoing since society, since this whole world, right? Obviously, I'm young. I don't know too much about human history, but like we could all agree that without a doubt, there's been a lot of corruption and enslavement and control, right? But what's so annoying is that and don't get me wrong, it is good to have gratitude. It is good to be thankful because especially living in America, because things can be always worse in these third world countries. Shit can always be worse and because there's other people in situations where they're in poverty, they don't have a home, they don't have a roof over their head. It's hard for them to find food, water, shelter, etc. And there's wars and battles going on all over these third world countries, right? So gratitude is a good thing. But at the same time, at least in America, we still had to face the fact that it's hard to find jobs out here. The economy sucks. It's always been like that. And if you don't work for the system, then you're not gonna have a roof over your head. You're not gonna have a place to stay. Now, what sucks is that with these jobs out here, they overwork you, and they underpay you. Now we live in a time where people are becoming more aware of that, they're starting to not like the system because you have the days going by a lot faster and you got time speeding up. And just like what Chauncey once said, shout out to his channel, he mentioned there's a Saturn in Aries. So the type of energies and timeline we're in, it's forcing people to not like what they're doing, forcing people to not like working for the system. Shout out to Chauncey one. And he's right because it just sucks how if you're working for the system, the money controls you in general. You can't we live in the type of world where some people, they're financially free. They could do whatever they want whenever they want. Some people are born into wealth. Some people are born into situations to where they could do whatever they want. They don't have to work. They don't have to do crime or steal or scam or even sacrifice their livelihood for money, right? On the other hand, you have other people in the middle class or lower class. Some people they're forced to do crime so they could get money. Some people are forced to scam so they get money. Some people steal so they can get money. People by nature, they don't want to commit crimes. They're not violent like that. But since we live in an evil ass world, we live in a very restricted, corrupted world. And yes, people are going to be subjected to doing crime, stealing, and scamming. Shout out to Chauncey one, like he mentioned, he's right. Chauncey one is right. He mentioned on his video, and he's right. But it's just ridiculous how it's crazy how we have to do so much just to get money, just to have a roof over our head, and because the rent is so expensive. How are we being overworked and underpaid if if like um and if rent or to even afford a home or an apartment or even a car is so pricey, it takes up like 50 to 70% of our paycheck. Not to mention you gotta pay for food, water, shelter, clothing, the electric bill, the water bill. And what happens if you have kids? This is gonna be more expensive, right? So it's ridiculous. And then if you hurt yourself or you get into a car accident, then you still gotta pay for that. So you're paying for everything. You gotta pay for your phone bill. You're paying damn near everything. You're paying just to be alive. And that's a problem with this world. Why do we gotta do all that? And it sucks too, cause some jobs pay more than others depending on the job. But yet there are also some jobs that they don't do as much and they don't require as much, but they get paid compared to other jobs that do the most. So it's ridiculous, man. And I have nothing against professional athletes. Obviously, they put their lives on the line with their bodies and stuff like that. But but how they getting paid more than a person who's a plumber or a person who's a mechanic? You know what I'm saying? Plumbers and mechanics, they're very important. We need them in society to fix our cars, and plumbers to fix our fucked up houses and our toilets. You know what I'm saying? Or the electrician and the welder and construction workers. How come they don't get paid a damn thing? They're the most important people in our society. If they're not here, then who's gonna create our homes? And I understand we got AI and advanced technology, but the government, they're not gonna release that. They're not gonna bring that to the public. Otherwise, so then people don't have to work and they could create their own houses at any age. So that's not gonna happen. So what's going on over here, dude? What the fuck is going on? It's ridiculous. And that's a huge problem that we're facing in this world and in society. Like nothing makes sense, and it sucks too because like it sucks because money really does control your life. Now I'm not gonna lie with me, I'm very I'm very bad at like managing money. Like I have a tendency to overspend, and I'm very bad at saving and investing. I'm very bad at that because me I consider myself very impulsive. So if I want something, I want it now. Whether it be like a material item or some certain clothes or food or even just going out and traveling. If I want to go there, then I'm gonna do it at an instant. I don't want to. I don't like saving up. I don't like having to invest. I'm very impatient like that because I want things now. I want things on the go. And was kind of crazy. Like I don't even pay. To be honest, I don't even spend that much. But it's just like most of these jobs and careers, they don't pay you jack shit. Like if I were like if I were to spend the average money I spend right now, right, and if I was in a rich person's shoes, they would look at my spending to them as like nothing. I probably spent for me, I spend a lot. I spend like 90% of my paycheck, right? But compared to a person who's financially free and well off, I'm spending like 0.5% of their paycheck. So they look at me spending the amount I have compared to their earnings as like nothing. You know, like they do that shit on a daily basis. But me, I have to save up for weeks and months just to get that money back again. You know what I'm saying? I.e. my check. So it's like, are we really like overspending and bad with our money? Or maybe it's the fact that we don't get paid enough. I understand money is all about habits and routines, but at the same time, it's like people shouldn't. There's no such thing as being broke or like underpaid. There's no such thing as that because I feel like since the apparently the government and people in power they hoard most of the people's money, so apparently like there's no such thing as people being broke because like if the government weren't corrupted, then everyone would get paid rights amounts to where they don't have to like worry about paying for rent, paying for a house, and all this shit. But here we are in this evil ass world, and we're forced to do those things. It's ridiculous, man. So what the fuck's going on, man? So what's going on? So it's weird, and it sucks too, cause like I'm always in situations where like I want to go to certain places, or I want to just do certain things, and I want to buy certain things, but I can't do that because of money. Because money restricts you in a way. Cause like I understand people may say money does restrict you if you're rich or financially free. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the average person, like damn, pretty much 90% of the population, middle class to lower class, which is all of us. Money restricts us in a way where like we can't really live our full potential. We can't really experience life how the way it is, i.e. traveling around the world, meeting different types of people, going out whenever you want to, going out whatever, whenever you want to, buying the things you want to buy, and traveling around the world and exploring and having fun and having a good time and mind your own business and being at peace. We're not experiencing that. We're not living that because of this evil ass corrupted society we're subjected to. I understand money, saving money, investments, all about discipline. It's all about dedication and discipline. But it's like, let's be realistic. We're being underpaid. And that's been the ongoing theme in fucking human history. Like, life shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. I understand it's more complicated and taxes and all that in the economy, and I understand how it works, but at the same time, like, could it possibly be like we're being ruled by corrupted ass people and evil ass people who hoard most of our population's resources? There's been a lot of conspiracy theories and videos that talk about that. I'm not saying it's true, but if it is real according to these conspiracy theories, and it makes a lot of sense that we do have evil people hoarding all the resources, and that's the case, it kind of sucks to where like, okay, even if that wasn't the case, it still sucks how like money still controls our life. I'm not saying collapse the money system or do how like people do in the old times, like start trading. I'm not talking about that because I don't have a solution, and anything that shit's worse. But it just sucks how like money, it does dictate your life in a way. If there's a better option for us not having to deal with money dictating our lives, and I'll talk about it, but I can't find a better way, nor I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's good either. I don't have any answers to it, but I'm talking about the situation we're in. Because in my life, there are times, like I said, like on the weekends, like I'm going to go out, I'm going to travel, I'm going to do a lot of things, but I can't do that because I have to save my money because I get paid so little, and it takes so long for me just to build up my credit, just to like open other bank accounts so I can generate more wealth. And this shit takes so much time just to do that. And it's like, what can you spend these days? So what's the point of living life if you have money that's controlling you? What's the point of living life when you can't even travel around the world? You can't even do your own thing. So what's going on, dude? So you know what I'm saying? So this shit's an ongoing theme, and it's just fucking annoying. And life shouldn't be like that. Life shouldn't be in a way where like people have to commit crime, people have to steal and scam, or people have to like just, just to live life at such a fearful state, to where they're so paranoid and they're so on guard, or they're in a high alert. Life shouldn't be like that. But unfortunately, life is like that, and that shit sucks. Like this society, this world, it does hold you back. It wastes your time and it drains your energy. We could be doing so much better things out here. Like, if it wasn't for these school systems that waste our time, if it wasn't for these bullshit ass jobs that waste our time, people would probably be already building their own houses. They'll be creating their own wealth, probably their own families at a younger ages. They're able to travel on the road, buy their own land. They'll know how to do a lot of constructional work, like build their own houses, build their own electricity and Wi-Fi and shit like that by utilizing the Earth's resources. And unfortunately, the government hoards all that shit, so they limit that shit and they overcharge us and overwork us. And they underpay us. And this school system, since it's connected to these evil ass people in power, like these Masonic bloodlines and these government in power, since these school systems are connected to that, they control the school systems. Of course, these teachers, they're not going to teach kids actual useful shit. And it's not the teacher's fault, it's the system's fault. It's these people in power, they're at fault. Because teachers, they're doing the best they can, and much respect to them, but they can only do so much. They can only teach kids based on the school's curriculum. And if they don't do that, then they're going to get consequences, and they're going to get in trouble based on the state law and shit like that for each state around the world and shit like that. So the teachers, they're not the problem. When I talk shit about the school system, it's the government in power. They're the problem because they control the school systems and they control what the teachers need to teach these kids. If they don't, they get consequences. They could be fired. They could lose their job, and a lot of shit like that if they rebel against it. Some teachers, they're not aware of it, but this is how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if these school systems, if they would stop wasting so much time and instead teach kids in our generations, even college, high school, etc., and in middle school, if they're to teach us how to like build houses and how to do constructional work and how the money system works and how corrupt and evil this world is, and how to like be an adult, the importance of like doing the healing work, the importance of like recognizing the healing from trauma, the importance of like building a family, or how to have protective sex and stuff like that, or the consequences of not having protected sex, and because people are having families by accident apparently and shit like that, or like, teach people how to like teach people trades and skill work in these school systems, starting off from preschool all the way to high school and college, and make it free. All that shit free. I mean, high schools and middle schools and underneath, they're all free. I'm talking about colleges. People shouldn't have to pay for college. It's just bullshit. Like, this whole world's a fucking scam. Like, you gotta pay for everything. Goddamn. And what makes it okay? If we gotta pay for everything, at least make it fair. We live in a type of world where like you get robbed, you get scammed, you can get your money stolen from you. You can't get that shit back. If you do get it back, it's kind of rare. Or like, I understand you could call your bank and all that, but it's just like some people, they get robbed and they can't get that money back. Some people maybe even lose money. Some people could lose. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. Not only that, but people get overcharged. Like, why are we paying for food? Why are we paying for water? How come we got to pay for an electric bill? Why do we got to pay for Wi-Fi? Isn't it not free? Like, isn't it man-made? So why do we got to pay for it? It's ridiculous. So if we don't pay for it, all of a sudden it doesn't work. But when we do pay for it, all of a sudden it works. And let's say we never miss a bill. And it's like, so the Wi-Fi lasts lifelong. Like let's say you have a rich person, right? And their monthly payments always pay for their Wi-Fi. So technically they're getting that Wi-Fi lifelong. So what's the problem there? So what happens if they don't pay? Then they don't get Wi-Fi. So all of a sudden the Wi-Fi don't work. And I get it, it's because people got to pay so they could help feed and generate the system, so they could produce more Wi-Fi or can maintain it. I get it, but it's just like, it's ridiculous, man. It's just dumb. And I don't think that's even real, because I do believe, and I've heard that like the government and other people in power, they hoard most of the Earth's resources, the world's resources. So technically, we don't have to pay for jack shit. Apparently, they have more advanced AI technology to where they can replace damn near 99% of these jobs out here. They could create homes and all this auto mechanic shit, So it's crazy. So what's going on over here? Like, what's going on in this world we're living in? Like, is this shit going to be ongoing? Is this going to continue to happen? What's going on? So it sucks how like money restricts you, like especially if you're even in like a lot of broken families happen because of the money system. It sucks. Like you can have a girlfriend, or if you're a girl, you can have a no. If like let's say you have a girlfriend, right? And you can't even take this person out because let's say you lacking in finance or you're trying to save up. And most of these restaurants, traveling, booking for flights and paying for rent, all that shit's so expensive. So when you have a partner, you can't even take that person out like that. You can't even get this person out to eat. You can once in a while, but not back to back because in order for you to have fun within relationships and build connections is going out and having fun. Yes, you can stay inside and talk all day, but let's be realistic. We all prefer to have fun and go out and eat and travel around the world with our partner, right? But it's hard to do that when we live in a shitty ass economy and like everything it overcharges us and we're getting underpaid with these jobs out here. So there's a huge imbalance. Shit, a lot of divorces and broken families and breakups happen because of money. That's part of the main issue pretty much. Because all that shit deals with stress, and then they lack trust with each other. That creates trauma, and that leads to arguments and fights, and now it's a huge mess. And that creates generational trauma within family households, broken families, and a lot of people get heartbroken, and that creates a lot of mental illnesses and narcissism and heartbreaks from generations to generations because of this money system. A lot of people's problems is because of money. Money is very powerful. I'm not saying money is evil or bad. It's the people who chose the money. These people are evil. Most of our problems would be resolved if we have money. Of course, other factors play into play, like proper community, proper health, the structure of the society in this world. You know what I'm saying? Everything is set up to where you can't really have fun. There's no communities. You can't really meet people. Yes, you can do online dating or online communities like that. I get it, but it's a huge imbalance with the money system because everything costs money. It costs money to even have this phone. It costs money to maintain a phone. Everything, So it's ridiculous. Like you can't afford a car because let's say you don't like working for the system because you don't want to slave your life away or you don't want to drain the energy. You got other things you like doing, like let's say working out and other shit that involves fitness, but that doesn't pay the bills. But you don't want to work for the system, then you can't afford a car. And you can't afford a car, you can't even travel around the world. You can't even meet different types of people. You know what I'm saying? So that shit controls you. You can't even afford a proper phone. You need a phone because everyone uses their phone now these days. We live in the internet or the smartphone and social media age. That's how you even get jobs because most jobs, they don't accept paper resumes. Everything is online now. But what happens if you don't want to work for the system? You're not going to have a phone. You're not going to have a car. So everything ties into the system. Or they manipulate it in a way where like the resources that a human needs, a human does need a vehicle, a human does need a phone. But the system manipulates it in a way to where they want to use their energy stealing from people. They want to drain their people's energy by utilizing people's resources against them pretty much, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So this is why they charge us for water and food. Water and food should be free. We need it to survive. So that's why they charge us. Just like what I said earlier. So they could manipulate it to where they could drain our energy, forcing us to work by charging us for food and water. No different than a car, no different than a phone, no different than clothes, and no different than a fucking place to stay. We have all these homes and shit, but people don't, like the government, they can't offer free housing and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That we have so many houses over here, but they don't use that shit. It's weird. So it's ridiculous, man. And how come food stamps is so cheap? I never used food stamps before, but I've heard the amount of it and it's so cheap. Like, aren't these people poor? Like, make these people give them a lot of money for food stamps, And it's a scam too, because people could steal money. Some people could win the lottery, win a lot of money. So it's like money doesn't revolve around how hard you work, or it doesn't revolve around your effort. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Money is all about lucky and just fucking like. And this is weird, dude. I understand these spiritualists say money is energy. Not really, because like The same way you think money is energy, the same way where someone could fuck around their whole life and win a fucking lottery and now they're set for life. The same way a person who busts their ass all day, sacrifice their body and even their life, like the military or other like government jobs, and even with these trade jobs, they only get paid jack shit. You know what I'm saying? So is money really energy or what's going on? Because money, if that was the case, then I'm sure these people are putting so much effort. Why can't they be rich by now? Why aren't they financially free? So is money really energy? I get what they're saying though. I get what they're saying, but I'm not saying they're wrong or right. But I'm just saying like people need to understand what the fuck is going on, or like why is this shit so fucking evil? Like that's how powerful money is. Like it controls our lives in a way. Not money in itself, but people in control of the money system. That's the problem. So it's fucking ridiculous, man. And then you got fucking time speeding up, and it's not collapsing the system. It's not doing anything. So what's going on over here, dude? But that's all I gotta say. And it just sucks how money controls you. There's a lot of things in my life where I have to put it on hold, where I have to not do those things, or I have to cancel it because of money, because of being underpaid. I understand part of it is poor money management and me not saving, but at the same time, it's like we shouldn't have to constantly worry about money. Why is that? The same way we're being overworked, working 5 times a day, 9 to 5 hours, like always from 9 to 5. How come we're not getting paid a lot? How come we're not getting paid 6 figures just for that, let alone per paycheck? Why? So when people say they're broke or like they're bad at money, in my opinion, they're not. More so, they're being underpaid. That's why. They just have an abundance mindset to where, like, I feel like people who tend to overspend. Part of it does deal with trauma because they use money to buy material things to use it as a coping mechanism. Part of it is that, but I also feel like another part is where people, they have such an abundance mindset, or there's naturally like a free spirit. So they naturally want things and they dream big than the average person. So when they get money in this corrupted as world, in a sense this world is very limited and evil, they're being underpaid. So that the amount of money that this system is trying to support them, but the system doesn't support you, it just keeps you by, so you can be a slave for the system. But what I'm saying is that the same way as people have an abundance mindset, and they're in an evil ass world, that evil ass world providing them money, that's not going to correlate to their mindset. So that's going to cause them to overspend. And because these people, they naturally want to do things, they want to travel around the world, they want to go from point A to point B, they want to buy these things, they want to live in certain areas, but their abundance mindset doesn't match well with this corrupted ass world, because this world, its goal is to keep you limited and stuck. If that wasn't the case, then why is everyone working and they don't like doing that? Then how come everything's the same? You know what I'm saying? So, and if money never existed, most people probably wouldn't do their jobs, or they wouldn't continue it, and they'll do something else. More than likely, travel around the world, having fun, and minding their own business and being at peace. But unfortunately, we live in a world where people are forced to survive. They're not forced to enjoy life, they're forced to survive. If that was an option, most people wouldn't be doing the things they're doing right now, such as working for a 9 to 5. But that's all I gotta say, and have a good one. Peace.